Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PAX. Please take your seats and silence all cell phones. Our program begins now.
All right, PAX East 2019. How are we all doing today? That was kind of weak. Sorry, guys. You're here with Double Fine. How are we all doing today? Much better. Super excited to be here, you guys. My name is Cyrus. I'm the community specialist for Bandai Namco. We are working and partnering with Double Fine for the new game RAD. So we're here to talk about this game today. I want to give you guys, I want to introduce all of the Double Fine staff that's working extremely hard on this game. We're also going to talk about some concept development, some concept art, and then we're going to have a special guest play the game and try to coach him through. Is everybody down with that? Cool. Good. I love it. I love the energy. So real quick, let's do a couple quick introductions for the Double Fine team. Lee Petty, the project lead on Double Fine. Please give him a round of applause. We've also got Kevin Johnson, the producer on Double Fine.
Hey, everyone.
We've got Greg Rice, the business development for Double Fine.
He's over there.
He's over there.
He's the 12-foot tall person in the front row.
We've got Chad Dawson, the lead programmer for Double Fine.
Hi, everyone.
We've got Nick Maxim,
Yo.
environmental artist for Double Fine. And to my left, we have a special guest, Rocco from Mega 64.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Rocco, you know you're going to be playing the game today, right?
Yeah. Well, it works out. My greatest strength is playing a game I have absolutely no experience with in front of 1,000 people. So I'm really going to make Double Fine proud.
They're going to coach you through it, but how are you feeling about the
absolutely
upcoming task?
Absolutely confident. You know, last time I was at PAX, I played the Dragon Ball Z fighting game in front of a ton of people, and it went really well. I beat everybody. I was Goku. That was it.
Last thing, you guys, at the end of the show, we will be fielding questions. So if you guys have any, please keep them to yourselves until the end of the show. And did everybody get a fanny pack? How do you guys feel about those fanny packs? They're pretty rad, right? One more time. How do you guys feel about those fanny packs?
There we go.
There we go. All right, and with that, I am going to hand it over to Lee to go through a bunch of background information about this game.
Cool. Hey, thanks. Thanks again for coming, everyone. And yeah, hopefully the fanny packs are, you'll cherish them because they're very special. We're going to make America great again with fanny packs.
They're super rad.
I mean, you know. Why not?
Donald Trump signed it, yeah.
No.
All right, well,
No,
we're
he
off to a
didn't.
great
He
start.
didn't. He's not here.
So some of you may not have seen anything about the game yet, so I want to start off by showing you our announce trailer that we sent out not too long ago. So we're going to play that, and then I'll go into a little more detail. I'm not hearing any audio. Yeah. Hold on. This is how we do it professionally.
Exactly as planned.
That's how it worked in the 70s, that's why.
Hopefully there's audio. Yeah. We got to reboot the VHS. It's 3 letters. I don't know why this is not playing. I played earlier. All right, hold on a sec. Yes.
An extra fanny pack for that person.
This is all about build-up, guys. Really,
Yes.
It's all the anticipation. Have you guys been able to play the game yet?
No.
So just so you guys know, we have the game in the hall at 3 different locations. It is at the Bandai Namco booth, it is at the Double Fine booth, and it is at the Sony booth. So please, if you haven't played the game yet, get yourselves down there, play the game. It's awesome, it's rad, it's so much fun. And I'm not going to give anything away, but it's a really good time.
All right. I'm sorry, guys.
Maybe we should skip the trailer for now. Oh,
He's got it.
Let's see if this plays, but you can't see it. Look at this. Look how professional this is.
oh, there we go.
I'm really liking.
There it is.
Yo, give it up for Lee, you guys. Give it up for him right now.
Working hard.
Wait.
Give it up for Lee, but also give it up for Apple has the night mode available on the Mac now, which is really aesthetically really pleasing. It's really good. It's good on the eyes. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
The world, twice destroyed, lies in ruin. If we are to survive, if the world is to blossom again, then we must find the one who is RAD. Righteous. Begone, foul beast. Mutation. 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 Tight. The child shows promise, but the time has come for their real quest to begin. You are RAD.
All right. That trailer is so rad. I love it.
It's built in.
I watch that every day.
We were trying to figure out what to call this game, and we were like, well, what if we made it name something that was a built-in compliment? Yeah. So we were just like, we'll call it RAD. So people were like, what's the game you're working on? Oh, it's RAD. We actually made that joke on social media for 2 years before we announced, so there you go. So yeah, thanks. That trailer ran very smooth. It's just like a metaphor for game development. It's completely smooth, no hitches. So we're going to go a little behind the scenes and talk a little bit about the early days of RAD, because I know when I see people announce games, you're seeing the end product, but I'm always wondering, like, where do your ideas come from? Like, how do you start? And so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of that, like, super early stuff and kind of where the inspiration came from. And then we'll see where it wound up when we play with Rocco in a little bit. So RAD is a game. It is a top-down, third-person roguelike camera. You saw it in the trailer. And the idea with the game is that it's set in a world that's been devastated not by one apocalypse, but two. Because, everyone else does one apocalypse, so we're doing two. And the idea with that is that the first apocalypse happened in the 80s. It was a nuclear conventional apocalypse. And then hundreds of years later, a second civilization rose from the ashes, and they suddenly disappeared. We don't know why, but they were called the Menders. And then hundreds of years later is when our game takes place. And you play a member of a town that lives on the edge of the wasteland that we call the Fallow. And this town has managed to survive through the ages by using an ancient power source to fertilize their crops and filter the air, but it's failing. And the town elder asks for a volunteer, and he says, we need someone young, we need a teenager whose DNA is malleable, to go on this quest to find more power for the town. So the DNA, or your DNA, is remade by the town elder in the ritual of the remaking. And what that does is it allows this teenager to go out into the wasteland and absorb the toxins, which are the RADs. So they absorb the RADs, and instead of being devastated by them, they mutate. And our game is all about you as the player getting random mutations you can't quite plan for, and then being able to use those imperfect tools to try and stay alive and work your way through the entire game. And the other thing for us with the idea of an apocalyptic game is we didn't really want to do a game that was a grimdark, gray-brown game where people were killing each other for a can of beans. We wanted to do something a little more surreal, maybe a touch more hopeful. So the other aspect of the game is that as you're becoming something less than human, you're actually like transforming the world. Let's be honest, it's really about how the baby boomers messed everything up and we're fixing it. So it's that's
real.
That's kind of what's going on.
That's
there.
real.
Yeah. There's some really early drawings here for mutation. I think we saw the cobra as we have it in the game, and we've got another one there. That's gnarly when you get the tree legs, and that's beast mode when you become a quadruped. So, when we talk about doing a roguelike, there's a lot of things that can mean depending on the game. But for us, we really wanted the randomness not to just be about the world or the level. That is also randomly created, but we wanted to make a game where the player was randomly generated too. And not the appearance, not the aesthetics, but kind of how you survive. So instead of saying, I like to play wizards and barbarians, this is my character class, as you're playing, you might look just like this awesome cobra head here. Isn't that awesome? When you have cosplay this early, it's awesome.
It's rad.
It's rad. Yes, so that focus on mutation was a big thing for us, and you'll see that through a lot of these ideas. But the inspiration for our game, I want to share some really early inspirations. And this will make me seem like I'm 95 because these inspirations start in the 80s. So we're going to go back. When I was growing up in the 80s, that's how we'll start this out, the VHS clan ruled the day. There was this movie that got broadcast called The Day After, and it was this made-for-television movie about nuclear war, and it was this realistic depiction of nuclear war, and it's kind of strange. If you look at it, it kind of looks like this, which looks more like a strange theater play or something, But it was really impactful at the time. It was so impactful that the president of the time, Ronald Reagan, got on TV and talked about a made-for-television movie the following day because everyone was so upset by it. And although I guess it's really not that unusual to think of a president getting on TV and saying weird shit nowadays, back then that was really unusual. And so that sense of nuclear scare, of the impending doom, sounds a lot like how people feel nowadays with climate change. And so for me, that connection still felt very relevant. But what I really enjoyed, if you can enjoy an apocalypse, is what Hollywood did with this energy. So instead of making a lot of other sort of Mad Max-style stuff, they started to create these really strange, not necessarily good, but very creative movies. This one's Miracle Mile takes place in LA at night, where the character gets a phone call from someone in a nuclear missile silo who thinks he's calling his dad and say, we just launched the missile, it's going to be a full strike. And so you spend the whole movie not knowing if that's real or not. And you go to these really, it's a very surreal, beautiful movie. And then it gets even stranger because movies like Night of the Comet or Cherry 2000, I don't know if you guys have seen these movies. Well, let's not say they're great movies per se, but they're very original feeling. And they all kind of deal with this unusual apocalypse or sense of apocalypse. I think probably the best example of this would be Hell Comes to Frogtown. That's starring Roddy Piper, after he did They Live, as Sam Hell, who's going to go to Frogtown and clean up the mess. But what these all had was like the people weren't necessarily all fighting each other, but it was just like a really weird world. And even though it was dystopian, and no matter how weird it was, there was a sense of something else, like that maybe there was a way to fix this. I don't know how you've played Gamma World. It's an old TSR game, pen and paper RPG. And for me, I kind of grew up playing this game, and I really love it. And it was a big inspiration because it was set, again, hundreds of years after an apocalypse, but it had mutants and humans and mutated animals, it had science fiction elements, and that's kind of the game we wanted to make, was this kind of surreal world set after a couple of different incidents, and you slowly learn more about the world after playing many loops and uncovering lore and talking to people and watching your character become something really strange. So, when you kind of pull these images and talk about your initial inspirations, it's helpful to the team. But another technique we use sometimes is creating what's called a rip-o-matic. And a rip-o-matic is before you've actually developed your game, but you go and find existing footage, either from TVs or TV movies, other games, and you kind of cut it together to try and give people an idea, like this is the vibe we're going for. It's something like this. And so I have the one we made a couple years ago, and I'm going to show that. So this is all cut together from other people's properties, but hopefully you'll get an idea here. Hopefully the video will actually play. We'll see.
What's going on?
They take about 30 minutes to reach their target. So do theirs.
Want to confirm, is this an exercise? Copy. This is not an exercise.
And that was damn near the death of us all. Look at us now. Dying times here.
Oh, this is something.
Did you cut that together?
Yeah, us at Double Fine, we have Two-Player Productions who's in-house, and they've done all of our documentaries, and they help us with things like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Multi-talented company. Okay.
So yeah, those are really great tools because they don't take long to do. But people watch them and they're like, oh, I kind of get it. I kind of get some of the ideas you're going for. And after that, we of course do concept art. You guys have probably seen a lot of concept art for games. Quite often, the stuff you're seeing is actually more finished illustrations that people make after the game for marketing purposes. So we're actually going to show you stuff that people draw during the game. And they're quite often quicker and used to just kind of ferret ideas. The idea with concept art isn't to make the world's best illustration. It is to kind of problem solve as quick as you can. So this is one of our very first drawings done by Derek Brand, one of the concept artists on the team, of what our player character could look like. And you'll see even from the start, we wanted to go with an underdog. We didn't want to make some, grizzly barbarian who's out for vengeance after his wife was murdered by ninjas. We wanted to make an underdog. We wanted to kind of go with, a teen. The idea being that even the smallest person can make the biggest difference in the world if they try, right? And we'd like to believe that's true. So, we then started taking this character and experimenting with mutation. You see one of our early ones here, this sort of roly-poly bug. And even at this state, we were like, well, that's kind of cool, but it's not enough. We actually want the character to look wind up more like this at the end. We want something surreal. Notice the fanny pack. See, that's where it started. It's one drawing. we want you to have a tail, a couple of eyes, a head, maybe some ear arms that talk. You know, we try and give these mutations personality. To us, they're not just abilities. You know, we want to make sure that the mutations we have some personality, some charm, if we can. Maybe gross charm, but charm nonetheless. This is a real early version of what our world might look like. And what we were experimenting with in this concept was the idea of transforming. And you can see back then, we wanted, and you'll see it in the game, when the character moves to the world, they absorb those RADs, and in addition to mutating, they also slowly transform the world. They leave behind verdant growth, and grasses and bushes grow, fruit comes out of your wake, and you can pick that fruit and use it for things. And in this early concept, you know, we were trying to figure out what the language of that would be, what it would look like. And earlier we were like, it's going to be neon. It'd be cool to like light up the wasteland with neon. But it didn't really feel like you were making the world a better place. You're just like turning it into a big like Sam Goody or something. So we kind of went back to doing more like.
Actually, remember Sam Goody?
I was trying to make an '80s reference. Yeah, they're trying to turn it into an Amazon warehouse. I don't know what's something with tacky neon. And one other set of concepts here is we wanted to also see what it'd be like to kind of fight something bigger and kind of maybe what the area around that thing would look like. So this is some sort of sentient car-eating tumor monster. I don't think we ever named it. And this might be what it looks like after you sort of defeat it and turn it, you know, the crappy strip mall in the background becomes, you know, grass and trees, and there are little birds going by and stuff. And it's a little heavy-handed, but it was just trying to kind of get the idea across.
Can we name it Kyle?
What's that?
Can we name it Kyle?
Kyle, yes.
Okay, cool.
Kyle's a good name. Hopefully no one here is offended by that, but yeah. Yeah, just there's some other early ideas for mutants. I think probably these are also Derek's work. Most of these didn't stay. Probably the strangest thing was the mutant that has a walnut butt with a tree growing out of it. I don't know where we're going with that one, but try all sorts of ideas. But I do want to show you guys one more video, assuming it'll play, which is one of the things we do a lot at Double Fine is we try and prototype our ideas. We try and make little game jams, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks long, to try and see if we can get a little mini taste of what the final game might be like. And some of you may have seen those in our public streaming Amnesia Fortnite series, where public gets kind of vote on games. We make it 2 weeks, we stream it. But for RAD, we had about 5 weeks to make a prototype. And Mr. Chad and whatever his name is, Nick, these guys both worked on the prototype as well. And I'm going to show you just some video footage of the prototype, because it's, you know, it was, again, keep in mind, this is like the first time we put stuff on. And you'll see some things that maybe lasted to the final game, and then you also see a lot of, you know, kind of janky assets and stuff that are in there. But let's take a look at that.
It is said that the ancients destroyed the world in a single day. It now falls to us to heal this world.
So yeah, that was our little 5-week prototype, and you know it's interesting looking at it now because some of those elements wind up staying. It's interesting when you kind of develop a game what winds up staying or not. And all that voice was done by one of the artists in house. His name is Rusty. He's a character artist on Psychonauts, and he had this really great deep voice that we pitched down. So for a long time he was just doing these voices, and then later on we sort of developed a character based on that voice that's in the game now. So you never know where some of these things come from. But going from prototype to making the real game is pretty challenging. And one of the things that you can do pretty quickly is get out these ideas. But you know, all like Chad can attest to, like you can tell Chad, tell him what state the code is in after 5 weeks of us hacking stuff together.
Yeah, at that point, you just put in anything you can. You don't really have time to make the code right. You don't have time to do it the right way. You just get it in so that you can see it on screen. It's almost like being at a movie set and looking kind of behind the stage. There's just props holding it up and a little glue and a little duct tape. Usually, if you're lucky, you can throw all that away, but sometimes you just keep the game rolling, and some of those duct tape and glue things end up making it in the shipping game, too.
No, everything's perfect. Come on.
Yeah.
Actually, I think one of the funny jokes we have in the team is so that boss at the end there, which is not in the final game, it's this giant 3-headed boss. And it was really not fun to fight at all for a variety of reasons. But these guys wanted to call it something. And I was really insistent initially that we call it Gonad the Barbarian. And no one liked that but me. So then they started calling it Shelly. And I was like, I hate the name Shelly. It doesn't even have a shell. It's not a turtle. We're not putting that in the game. And then they still are hiding the name Shelly in the shipping game. It's on like signs and stuff in there. So. Yeah, talk about that passive-aggressive behavior, Nick.
Actually, that was spearheaded by the character artist, Jared Mills. I don't know. I don't even know the obsession he had with the name Shelly, but it pissed Lee off, so that was good enough for us to push hard on it. Yeah.
That's a sort of team bonding we do.
Yeah.
But there were some assets in that are still in the final game, I think, or at least an earlier version of them.
Yeah.
They've all been rebuilt, but like, can you?
I think the actual respirators, the things that you have to find around the world, like the totem that comes up and twists, those models are pretty final in that video, I think. So, I mean, we've touched it up a lot along the way, of course, but those are there. So.
Yeah, cool. So I think maybe it'd be a good time to actually play through our game.
I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to see that? Rocco, do you want to see that?
Well, I mean, we don't have to. I mean, if there's no time, you said it's available on the show floor like 5 different places, so we don't need to, you know. I'm good. I'm watching. It's all fine.
Are you scared?
What? No. No. I'm top Twitch gamer, and so I'm ready. So whatever you want to do, I'm just saying, you know.
Do you guys want to see Rocco play RAD?
Okay. I mean, okay, that's fine.
Are you Brad?
And so while this is going on, Lee, are you going to be coaching him through the game?
I'll be. Yes, I'll give a little more context to what you guys are seeing. Maybe give him some tips. Maybe to his detriment.
Yeah, maybe don't give him any tips, actually. Let's see how he does.
So our demo is just going to drop you right into the wasteland. Oh, wait, it's not on the big screen yet. But for the demo, what you'll see is him being dropped right into the wasteland. We have a persistent town with lots of characters, but that's not in the demo. Instead, we're just going to get right into the action, and we're going to watch him mutate. And I'm sure he'll be very successful.
Total confidence.
Style.
Seems to fit you, Valley Girl.
That's Valley Girl. Yeah, so far, perfect playthrough.
Yeah.
What was left of the ancients was half buried in the cracked lands.
He just turned on your mic, Rocco, by the way.
Okay. All right. Great. We'll walk through this now.
You've got your
Okay.
bat. You're good.
Okay, so these guys are not good, so we're gonna start there, get that squared away.
You hold your, you're mutating already.
Mutate.
Oh, okay, wow.
So if you,
Okay,
yeah.
so far, I thought they could, with the wings, that wouldn't be an issue.
Yes, and over.
You are not
See, I don't know,
Brad.
the wings deceived me.
There it is. You heard the man. You are not
Thank
Brad.
you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think we have time to try one more time. All right.
Loading.
All right, loading. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to start again. Oh, whoops, sorry.
Give it up for Rocco, you guys. He's
Thank
a,
you.
He's
Thank
a
you.
trooper right now.
Okay, we're going to do our best. This is a different, different type of character. Not sure what this playthrough will entail, it's going to be like a whole different experience.
A whole different 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, we'll see.
No, you'll be good.
Yeah, it's a
brand new world, new layout. You got
Okay.
this.
Left of the ancients was half buried in the cracked lands.
Okay, I'm going to destroy these things.
So if you jump and hit your bat button, you can do a karate kick.
Oh, okay. That would have been helpful last time,
Beware the cliffs.
Okay. Okay, let's see what's over here. I'm going to keep... All right. That open. Very cautious of the edges. Uh-oh.
Stay out of the green goo.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Well, actually, no, I can't go down there. Okay.
Oh, wait, you grew a fruit. You grew a fruit in your trail. So go right there, right there. There you go.
Oh,
You can
okay.
pick it up. Go forward.
Don't
go
fall,
forward.
Rocco.
Wait, can
Your left. Go your left. There.
There you go.
Key acquired.
I go down here?
Go down a little bit, and you can pick up that fruit you just passed. There you go.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I see what you're saying. Okay.
And you can eat that. Because, yeah, sir.
I'm going to eat it now.
There you go. We're teaching you to eat fruit that you grow at home.
Rocco, you're just destroying things.
Yeah, that fence has no chance against you.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's that? Is there anything I can do here? What is this?
That's a throbber, and it's helpful for throwing people into cliffs. So maybe stay away from it.
Okay. I'm going to do that then. We'll travel down here.
Oh, some friends.
Oh no, oh no. Okay, we have a mutation. Oh, what is this?
You're a bit prickly.
He has things protruding from his stomach. Okay, so I'm going to try to open this. CDs.
Those are laser discs.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay.
So if you hit your R1 button, you can extend your prickly. There you go.
Okay. Wow, that's helpful. All right. Can I get past this stuff? Get out of here, tire. All right. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Oh, I was trying to kill him with my stomach spikes.
Rocco, we're bringing you some good luck.
Okay. Okay, where are we looking at now? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's good. No, okay, everything's growing. That's fine.
Grass is good.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Don't forget your karate kit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, gotta remember that. Okay. Do I run out? Like, can I continue to use the spikes that come out of my stomach, or is that, okay?
Mutations take.
Just want to make sure I'm not gonna like run out of that.
You eyeballed a bat.
Phew. Okay, made it.
So what you're doing is in all of our levels, you're looking for weird purple statues that you can summon from the ground with your stomach intestines. I guess that's how we say it.
Of course.
So when you see one, I'll let you know.
Okay.
You know the drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stomach intestines.
I think there might be one go up a little bit.
Oh. Oh wow. Where? Over, up here?
No. He's a vendor. If you have money, you have 10 cassettes. He might sell you something.
Okay. All right. Let's see what I can get.
Yes. So that if you buy that, that'll make you not take damage from those green toxic pools that you died
okay.
from.
But I need a few more, don't I?
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
too poor.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't get enough cassettes yet. I'm sorry, guys. I hate those things. I want to conquer whatever the deal is with those. When does that happen?
After 40 hours of playing.
Okay, well.
But go down, go down, go down. Maybe
Here?
there's some down there. I'm just trying to lead you off a cliff. No, but there might be some down there.
Oh, okay.
There. That's
What
a
is that?
statue.
Oh.
Go to your left.
My left? Okay.
Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, stop.
So go around the front of that, towards the bottom.
Okay.
And yeah. Hold down the button. You can summon it now.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And its laser mouth, its mouth laser will point the way forward. But you need to find one more of those before you can leave this level.
Okay. I mean, do you guys know where it is? I mean, can you just drop me a hint or something?
You know,
we wish we could tell you, but we can't.
Point me in the right direction.
I think if you go up, I'm guessing.
That is the magic of procedural generation.
Yeah.
You're halfway there, though, Rocco.
Like,
Okay.
to the upright.
All right.
Northeast.
Got it. Well, can I jump over? Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
All right, it worked.
You got one gate open, but you need to open the other one.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
Did I miss it?
It's in the upper right of your screen. You can see it. You got to go over around.
Whoops. Okay, here we go. No, don't go in there. There, I see it. I see it. I visually confirmed the statue. It's right here. Here it is. Okay. Don't mess with me while I'm... No, I'm holding the button. Don't touch me. I need to hold it, please. Go away. Thank you. Okay, here we go. There it is. Intestines are out. We did it.
Respirator is up.
The way forward is open.
Give him some positive reinforcement, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. And I found it myself, totally myself, just my skills. When you guys upload this, just bleep out when you helped me. And we don't need to show that. Okay, now I'm going in there.
It's going to be a mini boss fight, so...
Oh, great.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, please. Are these
not
neon
gonna go
chickens or what? Oh, come on. What happened? What? Oh, thanks for playing. Okay. It's one of those, you know, sometimes there's a boss in a game that you're not supposed to beat them. You know, it's like that's part of the story, so that's probably what that was. So thank you for that.
Should we give him one more try? Now that he
You want to?
knows?
You can
We
do
have
it.
time?
I can try. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm getting the hang of it now.
Now you know what. Now you know generally what to do. I feel like
I'm going back to Valley Girl.
third time's the charm, right?
Back to Valley Girl. Yes.
Do you guys think that he can beat this game, beat this demo?
You don't have to ask them that.
That was a very decidedly lukewarm response.
Maybe if you get the best mutation.
All right, now before was like the warm up. This is the speed run.
Speed run.
Watch this. First person to speed run this game. Check it out. 30 seconds.
Ancients was half buried in the crack.
Okay, wait. Okay, where are the statues? Where are they?
Your RAD meter at the top fills when you make those little plants and when you take out mutants, because you're absorbing their gross bits.
L1.
You can roll and
okay, that's valuable. Thank you. Thank you. See, I ignored that at first because I thought I was being sabotaged or something, but... Okay.
Rocco, if you hold down your attack button,
Yes.
something different may happen.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, now, okay, the wings, I'm not falling for the flight thing again.
But no, if you use them, if you press the button, they'll push enemies back too. You gotta try out the wings, come on.
Which one?
Left trigger. L2.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see, okay.
You can press it a bunch of times and flap higher if you want. And if you hit Y when you're in there, you can ground pound out of it. Or not Y, sorry. Triangle.
Triangle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
However, RAD is coming out on every console. Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Eat the mutant meat too. Because, you know.
Okay.
It's good for
All right, we got one.
That's an underground. You haven't been to an underground
what's this?
yet.
Oh, I haven't seen this. What is this?
We have a whole underground set of connected
The members
weird
built the great
caves.
underground to connect everyone, but I wouldn't be caught dead in there.
Don't worry, it's safe.
Okay.
Not really.
Oh, come on. No, stop. Please.
Wings, wings.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But keep pushing.
See, I got distracted. This whole underground lair was a distraction from really, it should have been, I should have got against the boss. This underground thing, I mean, it hardly even played the same. I was very confused, you know, so. Very confusing.
One more?
I can try. I can try.
You can do
try.
it.
I know I can. All right.
Rocco,
This time, no distractions, none of this underground stuff.
Does that mean that this is the speed run this round?
Yeah, that was the speed. That was like to get everyone hyped for the speed run.
That's right.
And now this one is all the Guinness people are watching this one. All right. Everyone tweet at Guinness and tell them tune in to the Twitch page. Thank you.
All right, Rocco, this is your last round.
All right.
Third time's a
How do
charm.
you feel?
Good. Oh, I feel pumped.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, now, hold on. Okay, all right, we got this. That was to put, the Guinness people are on their toes.
Falling
No,
off
not
cliffs
doing
is
that,
bad.
not doing that, not doing that.
It's friendly. Look at it. The door opened for you.
Nope.
He has learned.
All right. Get some of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, no, get out of here. Get out of here. Not dealing with it. Goodbye. No thanks. Okay, this is what I wanted. There we go. Now I got that. I got that armorang.
So you can use L2 to throw it. It's like an arm boomerang.
Is it R2?
Archer. So
R2. Okay.
R2.
Oh, okay.
If you want, you can twin stick control by using your left stick to strafe. Right stick. Right stick. I don't know. Sorry. Jeez, it's like I worked on the game.
He's trying to sabotage you, Rocco.
I'm telling you.
You have enemies.
If you
I
hold
would
the
have beat
controller
this
upside
20
down-
minutes ago, you know, if you guys weren't trying to throw me off.
Use your arm.
Rocco, you gotta get some help.
Don't worry, I got this.
Oh,
I'm
you
fine.
can summon that around, go around the back.
Oh, okay.
You'll get some lore.
Those of us who live in the now are separated by the cleaved depths of the fall.
Good, okay,
and
great.
must rely on the devices of the menders to find our way.
What is that?
It's great advice.
Yes.
It's good advice.
Beware of the cliffs.
All right.
Good advice
Thank
for you.
Thank you for that. Okay, we got another cassette. Okay, we got some of that. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Were there more laser discs in here?
Ah, you're poor.
Oh, I can't do that.
You need a
I'm sorry.
floppy to
I'm going to
open
leave
it,
that.
of
We'll just
course.
leave that. Okay, give me those purple statues. Stop following me. Okay, if you guys see those statues, obviously point them out because sometimes up here there's a lot of glare from various lighting and you don't see those things. Let me pick up some of this stuff real quick. Okay.
Nope, not there. Not there.
Been
Not
there
there.
before.
Go right.
Okay. Pick up some of this stuff real quick.
See, wherever there's grass, you know you've been there before, so don't go there.
Sure. Okay. I hate those things. I'm gonna stay away from that.
Uncharted territory here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Where?
Go down, go down.
I can hop down here, right? Okay, that's safe. Okay. No,
There's
not
one.
That, not that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Death by Ember Snoot. I hate that.
You guys, give it up for Rocco
No,
from
it's
Mega
okay.
64.
No, you
for
don't have to do
an
that.
awesome try.
No, you don't have to do that.
Awesome. Well, I think we have a little time for questions. Should we take some questions? You guys
Yeah,
wanna talk
let's
about
do
them?
it.
Sure.
Before we jump into questions, Rocco, talk
Yeah.
to us about the game. How'd you feel?
I think perfect playthrough, really. It's just a matter of skill, which I have, and practice, which I got. And really, I think you guys saw. Is there more to the game than what you saw today? Because it felt like a pretty complete run.
You were that close to the final ending card.
Yeah,
Like, you were
and that's
just-
how it felt. So I'm just curious. Is there a lot more to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, you know.
great. Oh, that's great news.
Yeah.
See, guys, there's more to it even than what you saw today, which is amazing. Wow, that's incredible. It was an honor to give you guys such a thorough kind of run through of the whole project. Really proud.
What was your favorite mutation?
What's that?
What was your favorite mutation?
I like the armor ring. Still learning how to use that one, but I liked it in concept. That was my favorite one. Throwing your arm like a boomerang.
And what tips would you give newcomers?
I would say practice it a lot. If you're gonna play it in front of 1,000 people, I would just really get it down, and just to prevent it from feeling like a nightmare. But no, it's a really fun game. I mean, I think it's awesome. I love the style of it. I mean, everything. I dig it.
Would you say it's rad?
I would say it's rad. I would. I think the title works. I think it does.
All right, and with that, thank you, Rocco. I say we open it up to questions. So if you have a question, please come down to the mic that's in the center of the aisle and address who you would like it to, and then they'll speak. Sound good?
So my question is, are there any plans for local co-op in this game?
Well, we have talked about that. That I think co-op is a commonly requested feature, and it's something we're definitely interested in doing, but probably not for the first release, but we're hoping, as with a lot of sort of roguelike games, that we continue to keep developing this and adding more cool things, so it's definitely on our radar.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
What made you decide to make it a roguelike and not just a progressive RPG?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
What made you decide to make it a roguelike instead of just an RPG? Where you're
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for us, we had never done a procedural game before, and I really like them because when you play them, you're never quite sure what to expect, and sometimes the stories that come out of like what you call like the unexpected drama is like the great part. But for me, the part that's always lacking is the sense of world, and so we wanted to not make a room by room procedural thing where you're always locked in a little dungeon, and that was the sort of challenge for us: is can we build an absurd, crazy, perhaps believable in its own weird way world? And that was our interest, and that's why we went with kind of open air thing. And you didn't see it today, but we have a town and a lot of characters and a little bit of a story that unfolds over many, many runs. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Is RAD an acronym for something, or is it just a cool 80s word that you had to run with?
It is not a specific acronym, but it's RAD. The term, the characters in the world use the term RADs to refer to the toxins, which I think as a player you assume is radiation, but there's a deeper story there.
Should it be called RAID?
Rain?
For radiation?
No, the title is not up for debate. No, I'm sorry. That was. You should have been at the meetings when we decided this.
I wish I was.
I'm sorry.
Where were you?
Sorry.
Full of ideas. You were at the meetings?
I was. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, we were
Thanks,
starting
guys.
with kind of cool and awesome and bitching, but we're just going to go with RAD.
Yeah, we stuck with that. Sorry, that ship has sailed.
Hey,
so.
no worries. No need to apologize. Looks like it's going to be awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. This is obviously a game where you can select multiple characters. I was just wondering if there was a chance, Rocco did so well. Was there a way he could be like some sort of DLC character or something like that?
Yeah, we're already deep in talks about that. I have a kind of a, do we have a lot more time on this? I can explain. I'll make it short. I have an original character I'm working on. Jorgo is kind of my take. Yeah, he was in Soul Calibur. Yeah. We're going to see if we can get that in there. They don't really know about this yet, but I'm kind of working on it. I have a whole pitch package, and it'll be in there. I can't see it not being in there.
You know what might be better than a character is a mutation based on him, and it's one where your controls are suddenly hard to use and you run off cliffs.
Yeah. Well, they had that on. What's the joke? They had that on there, I think. That's why
you started out with that mutation.
I think so. I have no other explanation.
It's called Roccoculus.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whenever Rocco started a new run, the many times he started a new run.
What? No, I don't. Wow. There's just when this gets uploaded, they're just going to show a perfect run. So that won't make sense later. So
Rocco, it's live.
Whenever a run was started, there was a quirk that could be selectable. What would those do?
I'm sorry. Say that again. There was a what?
It said that there was no quirk selected in the bottom corner.
Oh, yeah. So we have a quirk system in the game that is not part of the demo, but we didn't want the aesthetics of the character. We wanted people to be able to pick like the gender and race and the style that they wanted from our characters without it necessarily meaning, oh, you're the tough one or the quick one. So we have this separate system you can apply to any character called quirks, and they are kind of rules changes for the game. So for example, let me give you an example. We have one that's called Glass Cannon, and in the Glass Cannon you do double damage with your bat, but start with half the health. So you can take that quirk, and some of these are just to challenge yourself really hard. Some of them give you advantages in certain biomes. And then we have a daily challenge mode, and quirks are randomly picked as part of our daily challenge. So you could fire up the daily challenge, and you're like, oh, it turns out, like we have one called Shark Style, that if you stop moving, you take damage. But all the enemies sprout a lot of meat as you kill them. So you basically got to keep running. And so it just like kind of alters the way you play the game. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So why the bat?
Why the bat?
Yeah.
Well, there was something because we really wanted to emphasize mutation as the way to where we're going to put a lot of our effort in terms of the uniqueness of the game. We wanted to have a melee weapon that was reliable and understandable, but didn't overshadow the mutations. Plus, bats are cool. But and there are other bats that you can get, and they all have different trade-offs. So the default bat that you start with is called the Elder Bat, and the reason why is because when you fall off cliffs, it will teleport you back up and you take some damage. Some of the other bats you can unlock have much more interesting powers that you can use, but they don't necessarily have that. So you have to be a little more comfortable than, say, Rocco was, moving around the world to use them. Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about with that. When this gets uploaded, this won't make sense.
It's live.
That's a matter of opinion. I don't.
Thank you.
I didn't give permission to stream.
I know this was like a demo, but will the areas in the game, will they be as big as they were in the demo, or will they be bigger?
The various levels?
Yeah.
Yeah, they vary in size a bit, and we have multiple biomes, and there are several levels within each biome, and usually the first level in a biome is the smallest, and then they expand. But each biome kind of has its own, not only its own art set and enemies and loot, but also kind of its own way of moving around it. So some of the biomes are like a lot of fragmented islands, and you have to find weird ways to get between them. Some of them involve a lot more elevation, so they all kind of have different ways, and they vary in size. But they're usually, I would say they're about, the first level's about this size that you probably saw, and then the second one is, I don't know, maybe half again or twice as big. Plus the interiors, which we didn't spend too much time in, sometimes there's one interior per level, sometimes they're up to 3, sometimes they have multiple doors. We also have hidden cave system. There's all sorts of stuff, so they're quite layered. Yeah.
Since we're running out of time, the person with the hat is going to be the last question.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering what kind of progression is there from run to run? Is there any type of currency that you could acquire that works throughout runs, or some type of traits you could purchase, or how's that work?
Yeah, so we have a persistent town, which is not in the demo, but in that town there are several things in it that you can upgrade over time, and some of those are things like shops, so you have starting inventory. Some of them are, we have a banking system where you can not only bank some currency, but it unlocks access to ATMs out in the wasteland and that are run by this weird speak and spell entity. And we also have other weapons, so you can kind of swap them out. Like normally when you're playing the game, after you finish a particular level, you can go back to town and kind of swap things around a bit, or you can continue to the next level. So some of those give you, you kind of grind on them for a while and they give you starting advantages.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Are there any other roguelikes that you drew a lot of inspiration from? I personally see a lot of nuclear thrown in this, Radiation, Wasteland,
Sure.
Apocalypse and stuff.
Yeah, we all have our favorites on the team. I think probably for me personally, my 2 favorite roguelikes, although they're not necessarily that directly related mechanically to it, but I took a lot of inspiration from, is Spelunky is one of my all-time favorite games. And I also really like Binding of Isaac because of how compact it was and how much variety there was and how weird the theme was. And I think from a roguelike standpoint, those were kind of when we were starting the game, those are the 2 that I was most inspired by. And since then, Dead Cells has come out and is a really, really solid game. It's just got great control feel and really a lot of depth. So I think it's kind of my favorite. But
We do a quick down the line, favorite roguelikes.
Chad?
I've been playing a lot of one called Vagante. It's a little different style. It's a little closer to RPG. I tend to go more towards turn-based games, so a little more tactical than I think some of the other guys like more combat, so that's my current favorite.
Yeah, Dead Cells, I would have to say, it's a lot of combat, which is fast action and fun. So,
I do a lot of Hand of Fate, which is roguelike card builder.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Ah, yes. The best roguelike.
Definitely roguelike.
Yeah, check it out. It's out. It's on Switch.
Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Does it have different difficulty modes?
We don't have a difficulty mode per se. Like you don't go and select easy, medium, hard. The game can get quite challenging as it goes on, and for players who want more difficulty, a lot of that can come from, there's, like I said, the quirk system, and so there's some achievements and trophies tied to those, as well as the daily challenge. And sometimes going after, like, all the cool unlocks in the town, like, you get to unlock more characters and new sort of melee weapons and all that stuff. Some of that you really have to kind of work for, and that's usually where the difficulty curve comes from.
Yeah, they told me before they started the demo, they cranked the difficulty up all the way to just kind of see how far it could go, so that's why it was like, what's going on? It's so crazy. So you can turn, it'll adjust. So hopefully, we'll have the adjustment down. But that was like, oh my God, it's crazy how much they cranked it up.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, please give yourselves a round of applause. You guys have been an incredible audience. And please give our guests a round of applause. And we'll see you guys next time. Get excited for RAD.